Good morning, everybody. I'm up here at the Osage Overlook in North Carolina, and I'm gonna get on the Bartram Trail and hike a little bit southbound. I'm not sure how far. Walk over here and take a look at the view from the Osage Overlook. Look at there, isn't that beautiful? But I'm going to get on the Bartram Trail here and head southbound for a little bit. It goes right off through here, as you can see that yellow blaze on the tree. That's the way I'm going. So let's get started. Now, like I said, I'm on the Bartram Trail hiking southbound. I don't know how far I'm going to hike today. This is just one of those mornings I got up and I said, yeah, I want to get out and go hike somewhere. So, came up here. Not really any plans or any certain destination I'm hiking to. Just wanted to get out on the trail. It's supposed to be up in the 70s today. Gonna be an absolutely beautiful day weather-wise. And I got out yesterday. Today's Sunday. I got out yesterday, Saturday, and didn't really do much hiking. Just did a lot of riding around. Checking out some scenery, a little Saturday road trip, but really wanted to get on a trail today, so shoot, I'm going to get on my favorite trail, which is the Bartram, and hike a little bit. Now, if I was to continue on this section, this is the section that goes between Hill Ridge Road and Highway 106 up here, which is where I park on Highway 106 at the Osage Overlook. And I've never hiked this section. This is one section of the Bartram that I haven't done yet. But like I said, I don't plan on hiking the entire section. It's 3.5, 4 miles one way. I don't plan on doing, 8 miles today, there and back. I'm just wanted to get out and get in a little bit of trail time with some beautiful scenery. Really beautiful section of trail through here with all this rhododendron. They've been doing a lot of recent trail work too on this trail. Looks like they really cleaned it up a lot. Been a really clean trail here this first little bit. Of course, I'm not even about a half a mile in on it or something, I guess, but they've really been doing some work on it, so keeping the trail up. Well, I just came down to Bartram right there, and you get right here, and there's a hard right, and the Bartram continues on that way, but there's a trail going that way, and apparently, if you walk over here and on the back side of this tree, there's a sign that says Puc Puggy Trail. And I saw a sign up at the beginning or right below Osage Overlook that had the Puc Puggy sign pointing off to the left. So I guess that trail comes down and around and makes a loop here. Although I know absolutely nothing about that trail. And I'm not taking that. I'm going to continue on the Bartram. On down this way, so I'll have to look up that Puc Puggy Trail and see what I can find out about it. Apparently it just makes a loop and comes back in. I guess you take the Bartram back up to the Osage Overlook to close that loop. I'll have to do a little research and see if there's anything on it to warrant hiking it. There might be a overlook or something on it, I don't know. Might be a trip for another day. Well, here we've got a big rock overhanging the trail. Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Tree growing up through it there. Well, here it looks like we've got some other intersection. Let's see. That says the West Fork Trail going down that way. Now I have no idea about that trail either. The Bartram continues on this way and turns down through there to the left. And it looks like up here we have some camping areas. Walk up here and check these out. I'm always looking for new backpacking campsites, because I love to get out and do overnights as well. Got a couple of fire rings, and there is water here. The creek sounds like it's flowing pretty well. Nice place here to pitch a tent. Oh yeah, nice place here to get water. Beautiful little mossy stream. This would definitely be a nice place to overnight it if you wanted to do a short trip. I mean, it's I'm just almost a mile in on the trail, so I mean it'd be a short hike down here. But if you just wanted to get away for a night or two, hike in and set your tent up and get away from it all, be an excellent spot for that. I'm going to continue on down to Bartram here and see what other kinds of sights there far along the trail here. Now here we've got a bridge crossing the creek. Now this is that creek that runs by the campsite where I was just at. Oh, and there's another bridge over here, so this is a double bridge, double creek crossing. Another nice looking creek. Look at there. Beautiful. So plenty of water flowing there. Good place to camp. Yeah, here we've got another footbridge and water crossing. It's nice that they put this hardware cloth on these bridges. Try to keep it from being so slippery when it's wet. Another good flowing water source there. It's always good that your water sources are flowing pretty well. I camped back in October over near Wilson Gap on the Bartram, and there was a water source there, but it was almost dried up. There was just a trickle still running through it. I mean, I had enough to have enough to drink and cook my meals and have my coffee with and everything, but it was pretty daggone dry almost, and that was the only flowing water in that 5-mile section of trail I hiked. I hiked 5 miles in, camped, and then hiked 5 miles out the next morning, and that was the only water anywhere around on that whole section. Well, I'm still walking along here. I'm about 2 miles in now. Still haven't decided how far I'm going to go, but man, we've got some huge rhododendron right through here on this section. Some of them granddaddy rhododendron through here. This trail so far has been absolutely beautiful, which most of the Bartram is absolutely beautiful. As I stated earlier, it's one of my favorite trails to hike on. It's got so much beautiful scenery. You got beautiful overlooks and mountain views and waterfalls, rivers. It's one of those all-in-one trails that offers just about everything along its duration. But I'm going to continue on along the trail here. Well, I've turned around now. I'm heading back. I hiked about 2¼ miles in, and then turned around. I didn't want to hike the whole section through here all the way to Hell Ridge Road. Number one, because it's about 8 miles total, and time of the morning I got started, that put me really late getting back up here to the parking area. And number two, one of my hiking buddies wants to hike this section because they've never done it either. So I didn't want to hike it all the way through here since I've never hiked this section myself, and I really didn't want to spoil it. I'm like that when I got a hiking buddy. Sort of like to take in all the new sights together, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I turned around. Like I said, I hiked about 2.25 miles in and turned around. If I don't take any of these side trails or anything on the way back out, that'll give me about a 4.5 mile hike for the day, which I'm fine with that. I haven't been able to hike a whole lot here lately, to just basically due to the weather. We hadn't been having ice storms, we've been having flooding rains here in North Georgia, so this is actually the first weekend in several that it's been absolutely beautiful and very, very warm. So I just mainly wanted to get out and get in a little bit of hiking today, just to get out. But I'm just working my way back up the trail, back toward the parking area. Like I said, if I don't take any more of these side trails or anything, it'll be about 4.5 miles total for the day. Well, I made it back to Hoorah Ridge. I think I'm gonna hike down through here a little ways and see what this is all about. Well, I followed this Hoorah Ridge trail down through here probably about a 1/2 mile. And it just is really dropping in elevation. I've dropped a whole lot of elevation since I got on it, and as you can see, the trail continues to steeply drop off in elevation. So I think I'm going to turn around. I've been racking my brain while I'm hiking out here. I don't have any cell phone service in here, so I can't look anything up, but it seems like where I read maybe a while back that this trail goes all the way down into the Blue Ridge Experimental Forest, which that's what I'm in here, all the way down into sort of like the bottom of the draw of it off down in there. But I'm thinking I'm recalling that right. Like I said, it's been a long time since I read about it. And if I had cell phone service, I would look it up. But considering the amount of elevation that I've already lost coming off in here, I'm going to turn around and head back up to the Bartram. I was hoping that this might lead out to an overlook or something, but I've already dropped so much elevation, I don't think that's the case. And like I said, if I'm remembering correctly, I think this is just like a connector trail from down below in the Blue Ridge Experimental Forest up to the Bartram. So before I go any further and get even further down the hill, because remember, I got to climb back up all this once I lose all this elevation. So before I dig myself any deeper, I'm going to turn around and dig myself out. Well, I have made it back up here to the Hoorah Ridge sign and back to the Bartram. Man, it was a climb back up out of there. Steady incline for that half-mile of hike down there. Too bad I didn't find anything down there really. There's supposedly a side trail here somewhere that leads to an overlook, and they say it's really hard to spot, but so far I have not found it. I was hoping to find a nice overlook and sit down and have lunch, take a break, but so far I have been unlucky on that endeavor. But I'm gonna continue on here up the trail. And I'm going to be looking closely, and hopefully I'll see that side trail. I didn't see it on the way in. But who knows, maybe I'll get lucky. Well, I've made it back up here to where this West Fork Trail comes in, and then back over here at the nice campsite. I think what I'm going to do is have a break, take a few here, and eat about a lunch and rest for a little bit. I hadn't taken a break this whole hike. This looks like a good place to do it, so I think I'm going to sit down and kick back for a little while. Well, I've been sitting there taking a nap, and that's almost a good enough place right there to kick back and take a nap. Man, I was comfortable while I was sitting there, but I've been sitting there thinking. As you can see, I got my Canuck bag over there set up with a Sawyer squeeze in gravity mode, filtering me out some water while I'm sitting here taking a break. But been sitting here thinking, and that West Fork Trail down there, I opened up my mapping software, a couple I got, and the first one was Gaia. I opened it up and it doesn't even show that trail or the Hoorah Ridge Trail on Gaia. So I said, well, dang, I think it would be on there. So I opened up the other app I got, which I hardly ever think of it. I've got the Onyx Backcountry app, and I happened to think about it, so I opened that app up, and lo and behold, both of the trails are on there, Hoorah Ridge and the West Fork. And evidently they make a loop. Evidently you can take the West Fork Trail all the way down into the Blue Valley Experimental Forest. I think I was calling it the Blue Ridge Experimental Forest, but it's actually the Blue Valley Experimental Forest. But you can take that trail all the way down, or you can take the Hoorah Ridge Trail all the way down to the road that comes up into the Blue Valley Experimental Forest. If you're familiar with Picklesimer Falls, that's down there in that experimental forest. But either one of those trails, you can take them down to the road, do a really short road walk, it looked like on the map, and then hit the other one down there and make a big loop out of it. So I could have continued on down the Hoorah Ridge Trail down to Blue Valley, and then hiked the road just a little bit and picked up the West Fork Trail and came back up and popped out right here. So those two trails just make a big loop. But that was really aggravating me that I couldn't remember. Because like I said, I'd read a long time ago that Hoorah Ridge went down into the Blue Valley Experimental Forest. But I didn't know about the West Fork Trail. But apparently both of them go down there, so that's some good information. If anybody's up here hiking and wondering about those two trails, that's where they lead. They both lead down there to Blue Valley. But anyway, I'm gonna finish taking my break and get all my stuff packed up and start heading back up toward the parking area. I only got about a mile hike to get to the parking area, so not far at all. Well, I got all my stuff cleaned up and ready to walk back down here and get back on the trail and head back toward the car. It's a very nice camping area though. The only bad thing is there's a couple of dead trees hanging right over it. It's in really, really rough shape. I wouldn't want to be camping there in any wind. Afraid one of them would fall on me on the tent or something while I was there asleep. Other than that though, it's an absolutely wonderful campsite. I tell you, I could have went to sleep there for a little bit. It's really warm today, and listening to that creek in the background flowing off down through there, it wouldn't have taken much, and I'd been conked out right there. I'm gonna head on toward the parking area now. Well, I'm back up here to the Puc Puggy loop. I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to take it because I know where it comes in at. It comes in back into the Bartram right below the parking area because I passed the other end of it coming in. And I'm going to go this way. We're going to check it out. There's a sign on the back of the tree telling you to hit the Bartram and go back to the parking area that way to complete the Puc Puggy Trail. So we're going to take the Puc Puggy Trail and we're going to see where it's what it's all about. Let's hope there's no puck wedgies on the Puc Puggy Trail. Don't want to run up on a puck wedgie out here in the woods. Well, I had a creek crossing here. Enough rocks to get across, but as soon as you cross a creek, we got a little bit of a mess here to get through. Downfall. It's like it came down recently, so I'm gonna put the camera away and try to pick my way through this mess. Well, I made it through the jungle gym there, and as soon as you get down there and you turn back and look here, we got a nice little waterfall surprise here. Beautiful little waterfall. One of them great big rocks over here too. But I'm gonna head on around. Hopefully there won't be any more deadfall to have to crawl through. Well, it looks like we got another one of those awesome looking rock outcroppings here on the trail. Pretty cool. Almost looks otherworldly. That rhododendron growing up on top. Get over here and we got another creek crossing and on up the hill. There's been a good bit of climbing on this Puc Puggy Trail here coming from this direction. But it's been a beautiful trail. I mean, it's a lot like the Bartram. But we'll continue on. Well, I have made it back up to the Bartram. And there is a sign for the Puc Puggy Trail. Bartram goes on down through there. That's the way we went when I first got here. All that noise is the road right there. And the parking area is right there on top of the hill. So I made it back. Looks like I'm gonna be sitting on about 5.03 miles total. But like I said, I made it back up here to the parking area. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I thank y'all for coming along with me as I was just meandering around through the woods today with no really destination in mind. Just wanted to get out on the trail. But anyway, I thank you again for coming along with me today, and I look forward to seeing you on my next adventure. Thanks for watching.